Welcome to Hilary Topper On Air, the podcast you can't afford to miss.
Are you sick and tired of being in pain? Whether you're dealing with chronic pain or if you're an athlete that just did a really hard workout, feeling pain can disrupt your daily life, your fitness goals, and be incredibly debilitating. I'm Hilary Topper, and this is Hilary Topper On Air. Today, I'm speaking with Shaquille Walker, who is the co-founder of MyoStorm. Shaquille, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Hilary. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
So tell me, can you talk a little bit about your background and yourself?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So I am currently finishing my last semester down at BYU in Utah. I am the co-founder of MyoStorm, like you said. This whole I'll just tell you a little bit about the journey of MyoStorm, how it began. So I ran track and field through high school. I ran track and field in college. And I had a pretty successful career while I was running for BYU. I set 6 school records. I gained 6 All-American honors. I was able to represent Team USA a couple times. And it was always interesting to me to see how my body was recovering, to see how different workouts would affect me, and maybe to see how my recovery was lacking. And so that got me thinking that, I had to try every single recovery tool, every product that was available to help with my recovery, to help aid in the process. Sorry, what's that?
I said there's a lot of them out there, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of products, and I honestly think I've tried pretty much everything that was available. And so after trying and having small amounts of success with different recovery products in college, I went on to the professional level, and I moved to Seattle, and I was running for the Brooks Beast there. And with running pro comes a whole new slew of recovery products, and I was literally using the best that the world had available, the best products in the entire world. And I remember one time in particular, I was getting on a plane, I was going over to Europe for a racing circuit, and I realized that I had so many things with me. I had my heat pads, I had my massage rollers, I had my vibrating massage devices, I had a physio who was going to be meeting me there, I had wraps, I had so many things that I had to travel with, and it was really annoying. I've been doing it an entire year, and I had this thought that what if all of these things, vibrating massage devices, a foam roller, heat, what if this all could be combined into one device? I thought it would be great. That'd be great if someone could do that. I didn't necessarily think it was going to be me. And that's when I connected with John DePerry, my co-founder over at MyoStorm. He was actually studying how vibration and heat affect the human body through a lab research with professors at BYU. And so he contacted me and said, "Hey, I've been doing some research. Do you think we can make a company out of this?" And I said, "Absolutely. I've been thinking about the same thing. And I actually have a lot of experience with this. I know what athletes need. I know what athletes want." And that's how MyoStorm was born.
That's an awesome story. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your running career. I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah. So originally I'm from Georgia. I went to a high school called Richmond Hill High School there. And we got a great coach who came in. I was probably 15, so maybe 10 years ago. And he just really encouraged me to do track along with my dad. I had never really considered to do it, or at least I didn't like running because it hurts. Who likes running when they're young? And so I started running, and I got better and better. And so I won state in Georgia in the 800 meter as a sophomore, and then I got second in state as a sophomore. I won state as a junior, and I won state as a senior. And so of course that led to opportunities to run in college. I came to BYU to run. I didn't expect that I would be very good. I just kind of enjoyed it, and I had learned to enjoy it anyway. And I wasn't one of the best in the country, but I was okay. But then I connected with Coach Ed Eyestone over at BYU, and he was just the best coach I could have possibly hoped for. He just really understood the 800 meter. He really understood me. and we worked together really well, and I ended up just getting a lot better. I went from 151, for anyone listening who knows times, I went from 151 in the 800 to 144 in the 800 during my college career.
Wow.
Which it was a good spell. I ended up running the fastest time in the nation both my sophomore and junior years of college. I was ranked third in the U.S. going into the Olympic trials in 2016. I signed a pro contract just before the Olympic trials, just because it's kind of the timing was right. And so I left college a year early to run pro and end up getting tripped at the Olympic trials. And so that was a great learning experience. But another one where, because the day before at the Olympic trials, I wasn't able to recover as well, I was in a position where I could have been tripped. And so it was just, I think there was a lot of things that happened, both in my running career, good and bad, that helped me realize my recovery needed to be better. And I didn't want other athletes to have to ever be in the position that I was in, where you've worked so hard all year and you're getting better and better and you're running fast at certain times, and then you're just tired and you're not recovered and you can't perform your best. And so, that's just a little bit about my running, and again, how the meteor even, or my lack of recovery encouraged me and helped me to realize that the world needed the meteor.
That's awesome. Do you have any advice for people who would like to start running?
Yeah, I think one of the most important things that I did as a kid running was just to have fun with it, because there's so much competition. It's easy to take everything more seriously than you should. It's easy to get obsessive and to neglect other parts of yourself. So I honestly think just having fun, and if you have fun and you're doing your best, you're working as hard as you can, you'll get better, and it'll naturally come. And then there's a time and a place for, after you've been running for some years and you've had lots of fun, that you actually just naturally you love the sport because you learn to have fun in the sport first. And I think the people who I found have the most success are the people who truly loved the sport. They weren't doing it because they were good and they felt they had to. They were doing it because they first learned to love the sport. And so that's, I think, always the first place to start.
It's awesome. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that with us. So tell us about MyoStorm on Kickstarter. That is really cool. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So we launched in Kickstarter, I think it was back in August of 2018. And we had really high hopes, but we wanted to try to keep our expectations tempered. This was our first company. This was our first go with this. We knew we had a great product. We had connected with some really, really key people, some really key athletes around the world. But we wanted to, this was kind of our testing ground to see how the general public would receive it. We had tried to validate idea as much as we could, but there's no better validation than people actually buying your product. And so we were really anxious. We were very excited, but we ended up having tremendous success. In 30 days, we sold 500 units and did a little over $65,000 on Kickstarter. And so for us, that was a great start. It really helped us to know that this is something people want, especially with the limited marketing we were able to do at that point. And so we felt very excited about it. It was a success. It fully funded us to go to the next stage, as well as get product out. And all of our customers should have their product by now. So it's by the time this airs, though, they should all have their product anyway. And so it's been a learning experience, but it's been an extremely exciting time for all of us here at MyoStorm. We are just loving the reception. People use it, the product, and they love it. There's nothing better than hearing from a customer, "Hey, I tried this product. It's fantastic. My neck's been killing me. Nothing's been able to fix it. I've turned on the heat and the vibration of the meteor and it feels great." Or my back has been killing me. I laid on it for 2 minutes. I feel great. Just little stories like that. They never get old. They just never get old. And they're always so exciting to us, and they're always encouraging to us to do better. And so, it's so far been an exciting ride, and we are expecting and hoping that we'll just continue to grow and reach more people.
So the Meteor is the name of the product, and it combines vibration and heat therapy. Can you talk about the actual product and how it actually alleviates pain with those different components?
Yeah, I'd love to. So, like you said, the Meteor uses, I would say, 3 main methods to help with relieving pain. and improving performance and speeding up recovery. The first that we'll talk about is the use of trigger point release. So think about rolling with a foam roller or rolling with a massage ball. Most athletes are familiar with products like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they work is when you roll on them, they get deep into your muscle. They glide along the fascia covering the outside of your muscles, the outside of your tissue, and it'll loosen that fascia. And so when you have looser muscles, maybe you're even able to dig into some trigger points. It'll help your muscles. It'll reduce the stiffness of your muscles, which can help alleviate pain, as well as increase flexibility and improve performance. So that's the first, trigger point release. The second element that I would say is the most unique amongst products like this in the category that we're in is the heat. So the heat on the Meteor is actually, we tested it. Originally, we were aiming for a heat of up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. We've found that it can actually get up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is not too hot for people. It's not. And so it's that with the heat that much, you need tissue temperature to increase by about 4 degrees Fahrenheit to get a significant change in flexibility and blood flow. And because the Meteor is able to get so hot, if you roll on it for 5 to 10 minutes, you can actually get that increase in tissue temperature that you need to have the benefits of flexibility and blood flow, which also helps aid in recovery. So that's the second one, which is the heat. And the third is vibration of the Meteor. You'll notice, and some of the listeners might notice, that there have been other products that have vibration in them.
Mm-hmm.
And so what makes the Meteor different is that the Meteor's vibration is in a very specific range. So when I mentioned my friend Jono, my co-founder earlier, he spent a year studying vibration on the side of a professor who has spent his entire career studying vibration and its effects on the human body. And what they found with other products is that every other product, or almost every other product on the market, has vibration frequency. So this is how fast something vibrates, how fast or how slow it vibrates. They found that the frequencies these other products have are either too fast or too slow. And so using the research that is this groundbreaking vibration research that's coming out of BYU, they were able to fine tune and find a very specific range where tissue stiffness will reduce the most. And that's the range that we use in the Meteor. So that way, every time you use the Meteor, you feel better. You notice the effects immediately. I don't know if you've had a chance to use one yet, Hilary, but when you use one, you immediately feel it. It's like, wow, this feels really good. It actually doesn't hurt to roll out on it as much because of the vibration and the heat. And so you're able to roll deeper, to roll longer, and to promote better blood flow, decrease stiffness, which is all of this is aiding together to improve your performance because your recovery is going to be better.
So is the best way to use it lying on the floor and rolling on it, or sitting on a bit between a wall, or what's the best way to use it?
So the best way, if it kind of depends what you're looking for. For an athlete, most athletes will usually roll on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
It just allows you to get the most weight on the ball, which will help it to get deeper, help to release muscles, help to do all those things I talked about. So if you're an athlete and you're looking for a deeper more penetration from the product getting into your muscles, then you're probably going to want to roll on it. If you are looking for something that's just helping with the pain aspect more, or simply just blood flow, you can sit on a chair. You can put it, let's say it's on your back. You could sit it down. You can sit on a chair, put the ball on the back of the chair or the couch, and then just lay on it. There's not as much pressure. The back, it tends to be more sensitive than, let's say, the legs or the glutes. And so
right.
It can work that way. You could also hold it. Let's say it's for your neck. You just hold it in your hand and hold it up against your neck. So there's lots of ways to use it. And as we grow as a company, we're going to be iterating and creating handles to make it even easier for people to use it that don't want to be on the ground.
That's awesome. Well, before we move on, I just want to say that I'm so appreciative of the Hilary Topper On Air sponsors, and I must take just a minute to thank them. Please tell them that you heard about them on Hilary Topper On Air. Special thanks to the Russo Law Group, MetPro, once again Nut Butter, and Fortune Fine Jewelry. So Shaquille, back to you. The Meteor sounds like an amazing product. Is there anything else that you can tell us about it?
Yeah, I wanted to address again kind of some things that really set the Meteor apart. So when we first started this project, we knew there were other balls on the market, massage balls on the market that vibrated.
Mhm.
But what was missing was, again, the heat. None of the balls on the market that vibrate had heat. And I wondered why that was. And so in talking with Jono and other engineers, there was a thought at first that, oh, this is going to be too difficult. No one's done it because it's probably not possible. You can't get that much heat in such a small space with vibration. There's just no way. A battery and a motor can't handle all of that going on at the same time. But we were dedicated and we were devoted, and we were not going to give up. We kept trying and iterating and testing and retesting, and eventually reached a point where we actually made it possible. It took over a year actually for us to figure out how to get so much heat and so much power from a motor inside of a massage ball. It took us over a year, but we figured it out, and I think that's something really special about the Meteor. The engineering behind it is world class. We never settled at all. There was many times where some of our advisors might say, you know what, this is good enough. Like, you need to just get a version 1 out there. But we weren't okay with that, because we weren't just trying to deliver a product. We were trying to deliver the best possible product that would give you the best possible results for your money. And so that's what the Meteor is. It's truly an incredible feat. It's something that I think people will really appreciate. Your body will appreciate it. Your body will resonate with it. And so it's something that we're really excited to get people trying. One other thing that we'll mention, you'll notice the Meteor is a lot smaller. It's only 3.9 inches in diameter, which compared to our competitors, our closest competitor is 5 inches in diameter. And so we've been able to create so much power plus heat in a smaller package. And that's important, again, because remember, when I was traveling, I hated carrying such big, bulky things. So
Yeah.
the Meteor is small, it's lightweight, but it's effective. Its size will also allow it to get in some of the smaller, harder to reach muscles of the body. And so it's just the full package. It's everything you need: heat, vibration, trigger point release, all in a small, convenient, easily transportable package.
It's perfect. It sounds awesome. And it sounds like every single runner out there or triathlete out there should get one of these. Or even if you're just suffering from chronic pain, there's so many people out there with knee injuries or back injuries that this would be perfect for, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's truly for any muscular injury or muscular pain that you can think of. It will help. We've had people try it for aches and pains on their back, to knee injuries from quad tightness, to calf strains, and all of it works absolutely great. I should mention, you can find the Meteor on myostorm.com, and that's www.myostorm.com. And you'll be able to find it there. We'll also be on Amazon in the coming weeks if we're not already there. And so it's an exciting time, and we just want to reach as many athletes and people struggling with pain as possible, because it's something that we know helps. It's something that's based on science. It's not just an idea that we just threw together. It's based on real research and real science, and we've seen the results as we have used our own product.
That's awesome. And I think that this is just so revolutionary and definitely worth getting. Let me ask you, are you still running professionally, or have you decided to shift gears and put all your eggs in MyoStorm basket?
Yeah, so I'm not running professionally anymore. I stopped running professionally a month before I actually started MyoStorm back in the end of 2017. I had a great time running professionally, but there were some other long-term goals that I wanted to focus on, like helping other people with their recovery, starting a company that I actually was passionate about. And so, a lot of that has gone into my decision to stop running. And since then, it's been an incredible ride. I could not have imagined what was going to be ahead for me. Some of my closest friends actually in the running world still, like let's take Drew Wendell, for instance. He was a teammate of mine. After I left to start working on the Meteor, I had a cool opportunity to work with him through some different iterations so he could help test the product and say, yeah, this is good. This is what it needs. This is, this is where it can be better. And so we were able to make some tweaks with world-class athletes. So Drew Windle, that's who tested it. He's a world silver medalist in the 800 meter. And so he was able to test our product. Jared Ward is an Olympian. He took 6th place at the Rio Olympics. He's been able to test our product. There's a professional bodybuilder. His name is Leon McCall. He's been able to test and give us feedback on our product. We've been in contact with universities. So BYU has purchased several of our product and given us, they purchased 18 actually, and given us tremendous feedback. UVU has purchased. And so we've just been able to get some really high-class athletes, even though I'm no longer competing in that realm. It was competing in that realm that allowed me to have some of these connections, so that when we had something that we felt was right, we could take it to them and say, hey, this is what we got. How can it be better? And their feedback's been invaluable. And so not only is it the meteor based on true groundbreaking science, but it's also backed by some of the world's best athletes.
Wow, that's incredible. Tell us again how people can get in touch with you or learn more about MyoStorm and the meteor.
Yeah, that's a great question. So you can get in touch with me through LinkedIn, or you can find MyoStorm on LinkedIn also. If you don't want to do either of those, I would recommend our website, which is www.myostorm.com, and that's spelled www.myostorm.com. And on our website, you can purchase the meteor. You can learn and read more about the science. You can learn more about our team and our story. There's lots to see on our website, and so I would highly recommend our listeners to visit us there.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Shaquille. This was so informative, and I am psyched to try out the product. So thank you so much for coming on. I'd also like to thank our sponsors of Hilary Topper On Air, which are Russo Law Group, MetPro, once again, Nut Butter, and Fortune Fine Jewelry. And last but not least, I want to thank you for listening and tuning in every week. If you want more information about this show or any other show, visit our new website, hilarytopperonair.com, or find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, you name it, we're out there. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Phone number is 718-229-2609, and the URL is www.insighthandenergy.com.
It's awesome. Thank you so much. Again, that was David Alexander, and he is with a company called Insight and Energy, and his phone number is 718-229-2609, and his URL is insighthandenergy.com. I definitely suggest calling him. I think I'm definitely going to be calling him. And I want to thank you for being on the show. I also want to thank our sponsors. They are terrific. Please go out and frequent them. Russo Law Group, they're an eligible and estate planning attorney group. MetPro, they're a nutrition and dietary company that will help you lose weight. Once again, Nut Butter and Fortune Fine Jewelry. And last but not least, I want to thank you, our listeners, for tuning in. If you want more information on this show or any other of our blogs, you can visit our new website at hilarytopperonair.com, or you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Mixcloud, SoundCloud, you name it, we're out there. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.